Okay. So we got to find the unknown side, tell whether they form a Pythagorean triple. So you're going to find a number and then say yes or no. So this is the hypotenuse. It's opposite the 90. So to find the hypotenuse, you square them and add them. 1 squared plus 2 squared, and then you square root it.
Holy crap.
So then square root of 5 is 2.2.
That sounds like a freaking locomotive right there.
Then you got to say yes or no. It's no, because why?
You got heads rounded.
I rounded it. So on 4, this is the hypotenuse. It's opposite the 90, which means you got to subtract them. You take 10 squared minus 8 squared and square root it. Yep, x is 6. So is that a Pythagorean triple? Yes, I didn't round anything. So for number 5, here's the hypotenuse. I'm looking for a leg, which means you got to subtract them. So it'd be 8 squared minus 4 squared, square rooted. 6.9. Yes, 6.9.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
So I rounded that. I had to round that answer, which means no. Okay, number 6, an anemometer is a device used to measure wind speed. The anemometer is shown attached to the top of a pole. Support wires are attached to the pole 5 feet above the ground. That means this is 5 right there. Each support wire is 6 feet long. How far from the base of the pole is each wire attached? So what you got is 3 right triangles, and you're looking for that. So when you figure out that, do you add them or subtract them? Right, because you're looking for a leg. So it'd be 6 squared minus 5 squared, square rooted. And it's 3.3 feet. Okay, so when you get to these now, it says simplify answers that are radicals. A radical is a square root sign. We're going to do that next week, simplifying radicals. So for now, we're just going to round to the nearest tenth. And then don't forget, after you find what x is, tell whether they form a Pythagorean triple. So you're doing the same thing we did up here. Find x and say yes or no. They have some extra information in some of these. Here, here, and here. This one, you're just concentrating on this. You know what that is, right? It's 3. Here, oops, they're just doing this one. You know what these two are, right? 14. Okay, same thing here. This is 29. That's 20, so that's 20.
Wait, we already know x is 29.
For this one? No, the diagonal is 29, not the top.
Yeah, but x is 29, isn't it?
Right here?
Yes.
Can't be because the hypotenuse is 29. The diagonal is 29.
Tic-tac. Oh, that just means they're congruent.
Yeah, that means this piece is congruent to that piece.
Okay, never mind.
29 is the diagonal. Now I got to show you,
Oh,
in case you forget. Tomorrow you can work on these in class.
Yes.
Okay? So you might want to write this down or go back and look at it because I'm going to be gone tomorrow. These areas are triangles. This is a trapezoid. So a trapezoid, the area is the height, which you gotta figure out, times the bases added together, this and this, divided by 2. We can find the height by making a right triangle right here. This is 10, this would be 6, so then you can find the height. Then on a kite, do you remember? Anyone remember the area of a kite?
Oh, I actually do kind of.
Base times base.
Diagonal.
What?
D1 times.
How much was that?
Multiply the diagonals and divide by 2. This diagonal times this diagonal divided by 2. So what you got to do is use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out what this is, and then you double it to get the diagonal.